Careful. Yep.
Look up. Is it just too long for me to eat?
Wait.
Siapa nak interview saya?
You know, from day one, we realized that we have a mission to do. What Kiara is to me basically has to go back many years, has to go back to the formation of Khazanah, because Kiara is part of the Khazanah family. So Khazanah was formed like 30 years ago, and it all started from there. See, when Khazanah was formed, it became an independent entity within the government.
We were constantly requested as we began to build, I suppose, a certain track record and credibility for our work di Khazanah. Kita ni primarily is an investment house. So kerja kami is a commercial entity on behalf of the country to invest, make a return kan. But at the same time, to make a return in our particular investment style, dia kena understand macroeconomic aspects di Malaysia, di luar Malaysia.
Then this thing came out that maybe Khazanah should do more than just research for buying equities. Since we have the capacity, we have the thinker, we should do research for the government on basic economic issues, on big issues. And we can either do it in Khazanah or set up a separate entity. So of course there was some debate, maybe we should do it in Khazanah or set up. So finally it was decided that it's neater. We set up an entity called KRI, which is part of the Khazanah family. And these people will get bright young boys and girls to come and do the research on very basic, important issues for the government.
I was lucky. A lot of the staff, the core set of researchers came from Khazanah, and Khazanah had hired some very, very high quality and highly qualified people. So it's a good base to start from. The original, in the first few months, it was finding out really what does the think tank do, and the many models of think tanks. If you look around the world, the many models of think tanks, and we tried to find what the best model would be for us. So the first thing we came up with was this state of households, which I'm glad to see been continuing, and the foundation of that was the Department of Statistics report on household income, which comes out every couple of years. So we took that, represented it in a way which I think made people understand it more. So, and we focused on household income. In the past, people focused on average wage, and I said, no, we should look at household income, in particular median household income.
Oh, that's the best ever experience I've had. I think nothing compares to it even now. Sebab, we had Datuk Charot as our MD, and we had the three directors, Dr. Katina, Dr. Muhammad, dan saya. So the three of us, with him, we were speaking about what would actually make an impact. Because this is going to be our first report. What is it that we should look at? And we wanted to do something that could really connect to rakyat kan, masyarakat. And state of a household too came from just discussing between us and all the other colleagues then, and saying that let's have a baseline of who we are going to influence or who we are going to have policies impacted on. So siapa sebenarnya kita punya stakeholders? Rakyat jelata, so masyarakat. Therefore, what is the state of household? So that was the starting point of, okay, we got to do this. We have to do a baseline analysis of the state of household. And I think one of the things that make it what it is the sheer dedication of the people here and their aspiration to do good for the country. We have a motto sini kan. If we want to, we have to stay back or work during the weekend for a pressing issue of the nation. Kita ada macam demi negara. So whenever I give a WhatsApp to my colleagues or my colleagues give to me, when we say demi negara, that means you're gonna tidur sini, you're gonna weekend kena kerja. But all for negara. Alhamdulillah.
So I started actually as a research associate when I joined KRI 8 years ago. So the area that I cover is quite broad, but if you can imagine, it's a lot of it ties to this particular theme we call working on well-being of household well-being. So my area of research ranging from the topics or issues like poverty, inequality, social protection, social mobility, as well as labour market study, because I believe that when we want to talk about well-being of individual or household, it doesn't mean that only social policy need come into place, but how we empower people in terms of they making themselves independent to lead their life as a meaningful life and live with dignity. Hence why I think in order for us to ensure people lead a life that is meaningful, we need to ensure people have access to decent work, fair wages, as well as have career progression. So it's really about how government, social policy can try to help the household or individual, but at the same time how they themselves can be empowered and to lead a life that they can be economically independent.
Our own organisation, I believe, at the heart of it, one of the strong punya anchor is ilmu. The other strong anchors include, for example, talent lah, sebagai contoh, talent development, budaya tu, the corporate culture, integrity, benda-benda macam ni.
I think in the first 10 years we've laid the foundations and actually coloured the perception a bit. I think the game and define the game. The game is one of influence, right? This is a game of influence. This is a game of generating content to influence, which is what policy making is about. So it's about if KRI is an enterprise, it is a knowledge enterprise. It is supposed to generate knowledge, and supposed to, so you can use the word knowledge capital lah. It's the business of the institute. I think the next 10 years should be about building the social capital around that knowledge capital. You have to do more knowledge capital generation, but you have to grow the social capital in order to be more meaningful or more impactful in the game of influence study. So I'm looking towards the next 10 years of broadening the social capital in the sense of collaborations that we do with other people, not just doing it within the institute, but doing it with other people and other people in Kuala Lumpur, other people in Malaysia, other people in ASEAN. So that's the next phase, to become, to broaden, to deepen the knowledge capital generation by broadening the social capital side of things. So that's what we're looking for the next 10 years, having done the first 10 years.
For me, as someone with wide-ranging interests, I feel like it's the perfect institution for me to spend my energies, because you're not limited to a particular type of research. You can explore different research streams.
From there, I can see the passion that I see from the researchers about the work that they do makes me feel like I am happy to be part of that journey.
We tend to get engaged in meaningful and our conversation or discourse about the social, economics and other policy issues in Malaysia. So it's also, I'm not just working, I'm also learning from my work and from interacting with other researchers who have very different backgrounds.
And I would argue, kalau KRI tak ada pun, the country needs something like KRI, right? Don't you think so?